Coming up on MHS1, we meet a former teacher who's now a principal.
Cole Murray and I will show you one of downtown McKinney's treasures.
And we figure out how many freshmen will be at our school next year.
And it's all coming up on MHS1.
Good morning, McKinney High School. Today is April 4th. I'm Mallory Hauser.
And I'm Noe Garcia, and you're watching MHS1. With McKinney's newly drawn district lines come a new crop of freshmen, and there's going to be a lot of them. Here's Jordan Hurt with more.
There has been recent efforts by McKinney ISD to fill McKinney High to its new capacity of 3,000 students, like opening enrollment during the month of March.
Open enrollment at McKinney High was kind of a late-breaking idea. With the renovation of the building and the way the rezoning occurred, with the number of students that grandfathered in to stay at their other campuses, we were left with quite a few openings here at McKinney High School. The building right now, as it's built out, capacity is around 3,000 students. Right now we're expecting the population to be around 2,500 for next year.
Next year's freshman class is expected to have close to 750 students.
We're going to need 2 new teachers to teach the freshmen. Probably with 250 to 300 students coming in, we'll need about 150 per teacher class load. You know, there's some freshman English classes right now that are already at 32 kids. So we certainly want to keep some of the classes smaller for the kids who need a smaller classroom environment. So I think we just have to divide the classes intelligently, and we have to look at what the students need.
With the addition of so many students comes many positives.
I think it would feel better for the upperclassmen to kind of outnumber the lower classmen, but we'll have bigger sports programs.
I think we have an opportunity to also continue to shape who we are as a campus. The freshmen can kind of help drive that. So I see it as a very positive thing.
What about future years?
If our enrollment doesn't hit the levels that are desired by the superintendent, we could see open enrollment at McKinney High School again next year, or we could see it continue throughout this year even possibly. It just depends on how many kids enroll at McKinney High School in time for a snapshot next year.
We're just going to have to keep our eye on numbers. It's possible that our freshman class will always be this large or larger. So we're going to have to adjust, add teachers where necessary, move teachers around when necessary.
This has been Jordan Hurt reporting for MHS1.
Mr. Vandenboom has made a swift transition from being a math teacher to an assistant principal. Here's Hannah Hornbeck and Cassidy Carroll with more.
Mr. Vandenboom has recently taken over the position of assistant principal in the House of Leadership.
My teaching history includes everything from working in South Dallas to McKinney ISD, and I've been both at Dow Middle School and here at McKinney High School, mostly with math. Most recently I was teaching Algebra 2.
In his absence, teacher Ms. Long has effectively filled the Algebra 2 position.
My transition from teacher to principal has been almost seamless because Ms. Long comes with 12 years of teaching experience. She's fantastic. I feel absolutely comfortable with where things are in the Algebra 2 class, so I've been able to spend a lot of time learning about the administrative side of things as well. Being in the interim principal's role, I have a really great opportunity here. So at this point I'm just making sure to get to know my house very well and take care of them and just listen to their needs and then do what we can do to make McKinney High School an even better place to learn.
This has been Hannah Hornbeck and Cassidy Carroll reporting for MHS1.
Now here's Luke Lauder back with sports.
With the addition of a new conference, UIL has completed their new alignments and will have a new district until 2016. Here's Brandon Fangio and Jacob Whitaker with more.
Due to growing school sizes, this year's UIL realignment brings many new changes to McKinney High athletics.
Well, every 2 years the UIL realigns, and they do that, and they look at schools' geography, they look at schools' attendance, and decide if they're going to be 6A, 5A, 4A. This year, for the first time, they have a new 6A classification, which just slid all the schools up one classification. So actually McKinney High will be in the new 5A district next year, which will be different than it has been.
From a baseball standpoint, there's really no difference. I've been here 19 years now, and the transition from the old 5A to 4A and back to 5A, the talent level in the Metroplex in all sports is so high that it really doesn't, I haven't seen a difference.
For girls basketball in particular, the difference is going to be the depth factor. When you're playing the Planos and the Allens, they've got 5,000 and 6,000 kids to choose from, so obviously they've got more talent on their teams at all levels. With the discrepancy between 5A the last couple of years, we're at 2,100 and we're playing the Planos and the Allens that have got 5,500 to 6,500 kids. That's a little bit different. When you all went and redid the numbers, the numbers are pretty comparable to the other schools.
Having Lovejoy just to our south, who's really close to us, and Prosper over here, real close to us over here on the west, those are schools that are really close to us in proximity, and so I'm sure our guys know a lot of their guys and ladies as well, and so it's going to be competitive with those two schools, I would say, as well. We haven't played Lovejoy, haven't played Prosper, and so that's going to be something new, and it's going to be fun.
This has been Brandon Fangio and Jacob Whitaker reporting for MHS1.
Hey sports fans, my name is Chase Chesapeake. Get your sports shorts on and come to the Trek the Trails Fun Run April 19th at McKinney Boyd High School. Grab a pair of squeaky shoes and come on down. Ready your legs for many steps. I'm Chase Chesapeake, and this has been the Sports.
This past Friday, your men's Lions soccer team faced Lake Highlands in the first round of playoffs, but unfortunately lost, losing 1-0, wrapping up the season. Tonight, your Lionette soccer team faces Rockwall in the second round of playoffs at 7:15 at Clark Stadium. That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Thanks, Luke. We have some future doctors among us. Here's Reese Perry and Savannah Ayers with more about the clinical class.
For almost 13 years now, McKinney ISD has offered the Clinical Health Program. This program serves as a gateway to a various amount of health careers.
The Clinical Health Program is a way for high school students to get sort of a head start on their career. So this is something that the school that I came from, we didn't have any programs like this. So this is really a very cool program that McKinney ISD has.
Well, this program that I'm in pharmacy tech, and there's a bunch of different types. They have CNA, pharmacy tech, EMT, personal training, and physical therapy now. But with pharmacy tech, I just learned how to work in a pharmacy, basically.
In order to take this class, you must first take Principles of Health Science, but there are other courses you can also take that will help in the different fields of the Clinical Health Program.
What you need to do is make sure you have a pretty good GPA and pretty good classes that you're taking. But you're going to need to take Principles of Health Science with Ms. Garrett because she's really awesome. And she's very helpful, and you'll learn a lot and prepare you for one of these programs.
After receiving certification, it will give a head start on real job opportunities.
So, well, the programs that we have, we try really hard to get a program where when you finish it, you can have some kind of certification. So for the pharmacy program, after you graduate, you can take the state certification to get your pharmacy tech license and work in a pharmacy as a tech. And then students that want to can go on and get their doctorate in pharmacy through a 6-year college program.
This has been Savannah Ayers, Reese Perry, and Blake Swanner reporting for MHS1.
A new innovation in reading technology will now help you conquer Beowulf in record time. Here's Eli, Drew, and Cole on Spritz.
Every year, many students must read time-consuming novels and strenuous textbooks. A recent study has developed a program to aid with these struggles. This program is called Spritz, which forces speed reading. If practiced correctly, it could cut reading time down to half the usual amount.
I think it looks like a good thing that you guys could use if you were in a time crunch, if you were especially looking just for content and not necessarily for annotating things.
I'm a little skeptical initially because when I read, I tend to focus on reading for meaning, and I don't necessarily think about how quickly I'm reading, whether that's going to help my comprehension or not.
The science behind this speed reading technology is the way the eyes move when reading. When reading a book, the eye jumps through the page, while Spritz reduces eye movement to almost a standstill. This increases the usual 220 words per minute to up to 1,000 words per minute.
We want our students at McKinney High to be top-notch, and we want to push them to greater heights and greater understanding. So as an English teacher, I'd be 100% for it. if I was convinced that it was a legitimate thing that really helped out.
It might be a good thing for you guys to read something before you come to class very quickly, so that when you come to class you already know what's supposed to be happening in the text, and then we could take a slower, more nuanced approach to it in class. So that might be good.
Some students believe that speed reading technology can be helpful, yet challenging.
Things, it's just difficult to comprehend it when you're reading it normally and are slower than things when you're reading it fast. So on books like Fahrenheit 451, and I think it'd be a good thing to use it on, but there's just some books that it'd just be too hard to do.
I think you should use speed reader, and although it has its cons, the thing is with it, you can change the speeds and gradually move up in speeds, and that would train you to become a better reader.
With Spritz as an upcoming technology, curriculum could possibly change in the favor of speed reading aids. It's just a matter of opinion whether it would help class or not. This has been Eli J. and Drew Umberger reporting for MHS1.
Right now I'm in the McKinney High School parking lot, where you will find signs of life that you never knew existed, like the common litter bug. The common litter bug gets its kicks by leaving garbage and other trash behind. As you can see further mammals in its habitat, this can be quite the nuisance.
I've been camping out here for a few days now, waiting on... Crikey! I think I've spotted one right over there.
As you can see here, we got a full-grown male litter bug, and they actually have garbage built into them, and that's what we see scattered on the ground. Wow! Now I gotta let him go, because you know, little guy's gonna get a little feisty. But this is the litter bug. Oh! Wow!
Hey Noe, aren't you a vegetarian?
Yeah.
What do you like to eat?
I like to eat lots of vegetables, but I especially like going to a locavore restaurant downtown.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that place. Here's Noe and Cole with more about Patina Green.
Patina Green is an organic food and antique shop located in historic downtown McKinney. Patina is a surface appearance of something grown beautiful.
Patina Green Home and Market is a lifestyle store, so we sell a little bit of everything. We've got some home decor, antiques, vintage items, one-of-a-kind pieces that we found. The idea of all the stuff that we bring in the store is it's all supporting local artisans or local farmers or somebody that's kind of creative and in the area, and we're working to support our own community. And so everything that we bring in has a story. We go shopping at flea markets and go junking, as we call it. We find out what the story and the history of each piece is, and make sure that it has some meaning in this world, rather than just supporting other countries and buying things that are mass produced over and over again. There's enough stuff in the world already, so we're just using what we already have. We're bringing it back into life and kind of loving it again. We also sell food. We have like a local farmers market in the shop, and we also have a lunch counter where we serve lunch every day.
Aside from the plentiful merchandise offered at this establishment, the owners also take great pride in their food.
As far as like the food that we serve here, I take a real sense of pride in like where the ingredients come from. That's going to be the main thing that sets us apart from everybody else. We try and support as many local farms as we can. I try and source all the food locally. You know, it just tastes better if you can get it from, you know, close by, rather than something that's been sitting on a truck for a long time, you know, driving around for who knows how long. Also, everything's all natural. You know, I don't want any pesticides or in my meats. I don't like any kind of hormones or antibiotics. I like to know where everything's raised. I like to really, you know, bring the connection of like how the food was produced, raised, grown, and the person that grew it, and bring it here and just make it good, not mess it up, man, you know.
Cooking classes are also offered at Patina Green.
And we do classes. I think we've got 4 on the books for the next year. It's at a farm in Anna, and you know, it's 20 people just come in, hang out for a couple hours, and we just make some food. Everybody always says, oh, how do you make that? How is it? Well, it's not really like that hard. It's just a lot of technique, you know, so we try and not spend so much time on a cup of this and a tablespoon of this. It's just a little bit of, you know, if you want a little bit more onion in it, put some onion in. If you want some garlic, put garlic in, you know, but really we're just we're trying to get great product and show people where to get it and how to prepare it.
This staff strives to create a tender atmosphere for generations to come.
Working with my family is pretty amazing, actually. That is one of the main reasons we opened the store, was to really just appreciate every single day and be around the ones that you love, and just kind of take a blessing that you can be around people that you love every day. So with my mom being here and my husband being the chef, we get to enjoy each other's company and just really appreciate life and share what we love to everybody else.
This has been Cole Murray and Noe Garcia reporting for MHS1.
No preface, just reading it out loud?
Reading it out loud.
Okay, super excited. Mr. Theme just ate food off the ground, and he looked good doing it too.
Coach Helms' class smells like cinnamon and broken dreams.
Mr. Vandenboom has the cheesiest jokes. So cheesy.
Does Mr. Ortiz not realize that we can read a clock?
Mr. Bennett, senior prank idea. Super glue Mr. Bennett to his chair. Good luck.
Baby, you're the faux hawk to my Mr. Helms' midlife crisis.
Hulk Jenna Hogan.
I have Mr. Christian as a sub. Hashtag blessed.
Mr. Scanlon for the win.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
For more news, visit mainstreamnews.com.
And remember, if it's news
and it's at McKinney High School, it's MHS1.